Welcome, welcome. Today we are building a cozy winter cottage, and it's actually one of my most favorite builds I've ever built in The Sims 4. And I got some inspiration off of Pinterest, and this is just such a beautiful house. I really wanted to use the terrain tool to make it look like there were snowbanks, and I really liked the way it came out. I'm usually afraid to use the terrain tool, but this time it worked out really well. And you know, when I use the terrain tool, it's serious, okay? So I basically just created the outside by looking at that photo. I don't know about you, but I always have to have some sort of inspiration. I rarely build builds from like my brain, and they're usually based off of real houses. And for the siding of this house, I basically just copied what I saw in the Pinterest photo, so it looks pretty similar. I did add a couple things like these sliding doors, and I added a back porch as well. I think it really fits the house. It's a very like mountain cottage house, I would say. But after the outside was done, I didn't do this on camera, but I did just make a very basic floor plan. And my thinking was that the bottom floor would be like a finished basement with some rooms down there. The top floor would be the living room, dining room, and then there would be one more floor that was just another bedroom. And I really wanted this to be a bright living room and a bright place to like entertain guests, and that's why I went with this wallpaper. And you'll see I literally in the dining room changed it a million times. I could not get it right, but I do like the way it turned out in the end. But I put one of the rooms up here on a little bit of a ledge, I guess that's what you would call it, and that actually ends up being the dining room, and I think it really fits well there. It's a very open concept floor plan, which I love. I hate when it's closed off, but also I mean, I don't mind when it's closed off either. It depends on the build. But you'll see I struggled. This is the floor that was the hardest to create because it's like the most important. So I struggled with the kitchen, I struggled with the dining room, I struggled with everything. And you see here in the kitchen, I'm trying to figure out all these seating options because the kitchen just looks so bare. And I didn't want this to be too much of like a holiday Christmassy build. I wanted it to be like the day after Christmas or leading up to New Year's. And you'll see I struggle literally with every room. What you see now is not what it looks like in the end, like not even close. I struggled with everything on this build. Thank God I wasn't like talking and recording at the same time I was building this. And I finally found a kitchen and living room layout that I liked with these islands, and I put the tree up against the island. I think it looks really great. I also went back and forth on this build because I was just getting sick of that floor. I couldn't look at it anymore, so I went to the basement, and this is where I started creating like a little bit of an entryway and just some rooms downstairs. I also started with the bathrooms. The bathrooms are all the same, like they all look the same. They're all like white, my typical bathroom special. But I actually really enjoy this room. I never use this wallpaper, and like I said earlier, I'm like I want this build to be bright, but this one is so these rooms downstairs are so dark. But I'm just happy the upstairs floor where you entertain guests is light. And the kids room I thought came out really well as well. And I do really like the way that this finished basement looks. I've never really created this in The Sims before. I just kind of thought of it for this build, and of course I had to build a little wine cellar. I did it on this floor instead of making it downstairs because I didn't want to add a basement. I was being a little lazy because this build did take me probably like 8 hours, but I really like the way that turned out. I didn't want to put the wine like cellar thing upstairs. And again, I didn't add too many decorations because I didn't want it to be overly holiday and Christmas like, but more kind of like, oh, you're on a ski trip. And speaking of that, I feel like I would have really benefited from having the snowy escape pack. I don't know, I don't have it, but I feel like that's more of a ski trip pack. This is a third floor, like a master bedroom kind of. And oh my gosh, I love the way this turned out. You'll see I have a little like reading nook, and it looks so cute. I haven't been playing Sims for like 4 months while I'm in school, so I kind of like came back and snatched this build up, but I just really love the way it turned out. I don't know. But see here, like the little reading nook. See, I just love it with the little puffy footrest and the carpet. I think it looks so cute. I would love this bedroom. And then the two little patio things, I just put like a grill and some seating areas. And I like the way it turned out. Oh my god, are we finished? So I'll roll some clips here. This build is on the gallery at my name pugzznotdrugzz. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.